다였네요. 당선거 감나 때스타비 종kir그 뭐담 제바 탐치도나 릉증거 살락셔저고나 까모레다. 있나요? 다래 회나 금신 뭐범 잠소고 또 망각 치사바 세문즈 줄라서 바고 공바르다나요. 당선거 감나 조바 침보 상화 흥역감 틀라때니나 되니 지금 릉내다는 정화 침보 매나요. 다리가 다 ರಂಗ semgngo cherta jenda tone tani ringzeng ga sala de ka le jiang me pi go na shop de ki tari de song de den se de song mo yo de.
So maybe nowadays maybe it will be difficult that all the beings, everyone in the city, like the entire city, would attain the state of Vidyadharas. But yet, through the power of secret mantra and the teachings of Zopa Chempo, just as the example of Mipham Gompo, who realized the nature of his mind by receiving the instructions, then it is possible to attain the realization of the nature of mind without having a very great quality of learning. So it is possible to obtain the stages of Vidyadharas even without having a great learning.
Zhōngngāk pārmō chējīk tsāk chōngi, rīngzhēn sālāk shakti zablam tī sōng rē. Tē chēzē rē zhēnā, tēnī tāk sāngwā ngāk kī līngdā tūpār gyā chēpū mā rō, shirtōng tūpār jī gō rē. Tūpār gyā chēmbō pē nā tā rī jī zhōng kāpūr ngā ndarā ngōmbā dā, tsāp mā dā nā, wōmā dā nā, chēshūn lā sōk bā tēnī lō pē nā ngā sō 자사가 더 그런 밥을 거네 나타 파치 가서 라롱 가네 나 롭종아 그런 아타리 오종가 보는 아주 거요래 다 된다 잠고 다리 투바디치 맨나야 쳐래 투바디치 먹고 버지 당일에 레전드 디츠도 트레이닝 당부 투바디치 먹고 버지 도르즈 디타네 투바디치 먹고 버지 그래와.
So first, so about this realization of the nature of mind, so it is said that even without a vast learning and reflecting on the teaching, through the Pith instructions alone, one can realize the nature of mind and attain the stages of Vidyadharas. So therefore, in the secret mantra, we say we don't need to have a very vast study of the teaching. We do need to study the teachings, though. It's we do need to have a certain understanding of the secret mantras. But when we say this, the studies don't have to be that vast. Like it's not like in the monasteries when you study the 5 great kind of scriptures like Vinaya and Abhidharma and logic and so forth. For example, in Santa Larongar, the study program is of 15 years of a study program for all the texts. So this kind of study you don't actually need to do. So when we say we don't need to have a vast study, it doesn't mean you don't need to study anything. Like in the secret mantra, you do need to study the view of Madhyamika, of the middle path, and you do need to study the teachings of preliminary practices and these things. You need to understand them, but it doesn't need to be like as deep and as vast of a study as studying the 5 kinds of scriptural knowledges and so forth.
망을을 기sem을 경화해서 망을을 기sem을 경화는 소다리가 되네 실던 거 망을들라 다 몽보지거래다 망을을 기sem을 경구나 다리 공도 집안들 흥은조도 흥은에 차창을 손나 빼여버려 막 도제면 흥은조가 망즈메데 타끌거 당선 빼나 측선나 답다네 20라마다는 대전다는 다 지금 간조냐 등 뭐마냐 등 타끌거 라마 탐지거 송돈데 라만가리 응알라 된자양 송거도 와 당보 흥은조용데 때 납축금만 저거 또 당내에 그만데 타끌거 르방고 전에 되네 흥은조 손나 빼여버려는데다 다때 디즈 년까지 하는 연도래
So, and then we say through the Pith instruction, one should maintain the essence of mind, the essence of awareness, Rigpa. So the Pith instruction, there are many kinds of Pith instructions, but it's very good to first have the support of the preliminary practices. Otherwise, if you directly introduce the Pith instructions, such as the 3 verses that hit the crucial point, or instruction of Yeshe Lama, or the Khandro Nyingtik, the hard essence of the Dakini, or the Bima Nyingtik, the hard essence of Bima Mitra. So, if you introduce that without the preliminary practices, then it can be a little bit dangerous. As some lamas told me, to Westerners, you need to teach them directly the Dzogchen and the introduction to nature of mind, and then the preliminary practices. Otherwise, if you introduce only the preliminary practices, then they get very bored. So I heard that and I thought, this must be a little bit dangerous.
다 다리 진저스르데 가스팅 오니가 르방 옴초 차나다 다데 혼조다나 데 뭔가 된자 장 매나야 초래 르방 옴초 차나 다 옛날야 소 르방 옴초 비탑도 되네 장한테 베카친 버리.
So if we once we have recognized the nature of mind, then maybe it would be okay not to have done the 5 preliminary practice, but it is actually very beneficial to perform the preliminary practice in order to recognize the nature of mind.
다데인데 소 데 망각도 그 셈고 종이 데 종르그 종아 침보 맨나요. 오늘 이제 라마프션럽잔 드니 로마요 다파체네나 드니 지금 망각용 그거가네나 또 곰잡네나 셈고 종도 거다 르데레 데요레 데텔라 된 거래.
So mainly when we talk about the maintaining the essence of mind through the Pith instructions, so it's that without studying in a very vast way, this very vast amount of scriptures, then through the blessings of a realized Lama and the devotion of the disciple, then with even a little bit of Pith instructions, then by meditating them one can realize the nature of mind.
데스타위 추 냠슬렌다 그 간석데 치레즈나 종흥 파르모치지 종흥 종바가 나나 베나 지 곰바가 나나 요니게 지 랍트 총화다나 데네 게시당 관보 된자 마연잖아요 런커 그가서 데네 지 종바다는 삼강다나 다 니모 촌나나 요는 종흥 파르모치 데마 치와즈다 당가 소리 냐마가 촌나야 데스타위 추 냠르신 그 망보요는 라마 베다리 지 짝 첨보가 그 차추장가 회나 딩곰 견수는 뭐지 던중은 뭐지 데라서 바가 회나 처지는 뭐지라서 바 당럽 거네 끝나요 라마 뭐뭐지도 요너래 양때 다비다리 금 상년 디모 매양나란 다양하지 로마다리 용시다나 대전도는 지 다 자와 용시 디모 소양나 셈쳤다베다나 다 디모 앞에 뭐뭐지 요거너래 대내나 그 종흥 파르모치지다 종흥 다 무슨 파르타니나 다 쇼바요는 차른 초라이네 되니 지 건강원이 나라 투바요나 지 베나지 게시다나 종가보르가보다나 디모초 탐치보 참마다리가 지 로종 탈심 맨킨가 하르타나 단디 징에나 삼나라나 동거던 거 장기 다리가 지 셈견내리 저타진 또용근 모지원데 딘디 달라만밤 것도 그 생원습스가 나나 치레되나 종흥 파르모 체지가 되게다 때때때송래.
So when we say to meditate on the and to how to say, it says based on the Pith instruction, one can realize the nature of mind, and therefore the sort of this realization can arise in the mind of even like a very like a ordinary people, or like any sort of like a lay people or like a city people. It doesn't have to be people who stay like in a hermitage for very long, or people who have very great study. And even the lamas, there's very great lamas such as Digo Khyentse Rinpoche, Dudru Rinpoche, or Minling Chinchen, who themselves were Ngakpas. But there are also many other lamas who, like smaller lama with less disciples, some monks and as disciples, and maybe some lay people as disciples, and you could think that their conduct is sometimes a little bit strange and so forth. But yet, even without having a great study, and even from the outside, even if they don't look like they are great imposing lama, they still can have the realization of nature of mind and give their student the realization of the nature of mind. And the same, like you can have some monks that don't really get a high grade of study, but yet they have ultimately realized the nature of mind. So therefore, this realization can be can even be found by ordinary people without having to necessarily be having a great level of study and so forth.